objectives for today. Today we're going to cover sexually transmitted disease, what is syphilis, what causes it, the origin and history of syphilis, and treatments and preventability. Background. Sexually transmitted disease is a disease that is transmitted by semen and blood with contact with other people. Other common STDs are HIV, HPV, bacterial vaginosis, AIDS, hepatitis, and chlamydia. What is syphilis? Syphilis is an STD caused by spiral shedding bacterium. These are bacterium that come on the body. They look like this. That's what causes syphilis, and they go form all over the body. Origin of syphilis. Syphilis is still undiscovered where the disease was found from. The first theory is that when Columbus went on his journey, that the disease was carried back with him and spread all over Europe. And then the second theory is that syphilis was a well-known existed disease started from the Stone Age. And the third theory was syphilis was from the Old and the New World before Columbus came, and that's how the disease started. The history of syphilis. In 1495, syphilis started to occur in Europe. Syphilis outbreaks began by French troops attacking Naples, Italy. The outbreaks were supposedly transmitted by Spanish mercenaries, and then the disease was believed to be a lot more deadlier in the past, and there was no treatments. So syphilis is mutated from a different disease. Okay. The risk of syphilis is by how much unprotected sex you have, and it's really common between homosexual men that live in the South, like in the U.S., more in southern states. And the rates have increased between 2001 and 2009 by 3.7%. Causes of syphilis. Syphilis is caused by unprotected anal, vaginal, or oral intercourse. This is an example of congenital syphilis, which is when a pregnant woman who has syphilis gives it to their child. So here's the pregnant woman, and then this would be the child born with syphilis. Complications. If the disease is untreated, right when you first get it, you first turn into the first stage, where you start to get bleeds all over your skin and rashes, sores, and it's not too bad. It will go away, but you should still have it treated or checked. And then the secondary stage is when you have rashes from all over your body. That's not really pretty. But you only start at the second stage, and it only stays to the second stage. But if you still don't know and you still don't get treated, you will turn into the late stage, where arthritis shows in 50% of patients who have the disease have cardiovascular syphilis and neurosyphilis, which are cardiovascular syphilis is an infection of the heart from inflammation of the arteries, and neurosyphilis is like an infection of the spiral cord. These are both potentially life-threatening if they're untreated. Treatment. Penicillin is the treatment for syphilis, and penicillin just kills all the bacterium in your body, which is how syphilis is caused. The treatment was founded by Scottish bacteriologist Alexander Fleming, and later on, two Austrian men changed penicillin into a drug. So Alexander Fleming, he worked to make penicillin because syphilis was very big during World War I, and a lot of people were getting it. Okay, the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. This experiment was considered very controversial. It started in 1932 in Tuskegee, Alabama, and the disease was opened with 390 men who had syphilis and 201 without. They told the men that they had bad blood and that they were going to treat them. So they gave them food and water and supplied them but they really didn't treat them, and they gave them just aspirins. So the men never knew, and a lot of them started dying. But the Public Health Service said that the point of the experiment was to show or see what syphilis would be in late stages. And so in 1972, the treatment was closed. The experiment was closed because it was considered really controversial. And then the experiment also ties into another syphilis experiment called the Guatemalan syphilis experiment, which they had to make in 2010 an apology because they forced people to have sexual intercourse with prisoners to see what would happen, but didn't treat them because it was really expensive at that time. Okay, prevention. Most of the time, syphilis is caused by someone unknown as syphilis, but the use of condoms or making sure that a person is unaffected is a great way to not have it. Syphilis is, and congenital syphilis, you really need to check before because you might have to lose your baby because it's not great to have kids. And this is my good layout. Any questions or constructive criticism? I mean, like, it was existed before, like, till the Stone Age, like. Russell.
So you said, like, Columbus carried the disease from Europe back to Europe. So, this disease is popular in Europe, but not that much in the US.
Yeah, it was popular in Europe in the beginning, but now it's more popular in the US.
Now, this study said it was experiment. Do you know why they did it only in African American men?
I actually don't know why, but I can get back to you. But I actually think that because it was more common between African American men at that time. She's not.
You said it was mutated from another disease?
Yes.
So, you know, which
No, it's still unaware.
Are there any specific diagnostic techniques to diagnose syphilis? Like in different tests or something?
I don't think so. I think we just see the rashes and points. But I'm unaware. I can get back to you. Doctor.
In those three theories, in your research, did you find out any evidence of when the syphilis was discovered, or how far back did it go?
No, it just said this because they didn't know what time it started.
And that said nothing about the prevalence of it during Roman times.
Any other questions?
It did.
I didn't see anything.
The other point that I make here is that for you and the rest of you, before you present the paper, make sure you know how to pronounce the words. Okay, if you're having a problem, talk to one of your classmates, or come see me or one of the chaperones.